Well, here here I be. You know who it is. It's me. Jeffrey K. Clayton, the long-haired weirdo, the unimpeachable president for life. I know some of y'all saying, "Dad, Jeff Clayton, you got your Santa Claus hat on, and this ain't the break on through before Christmas Eve. Man, you're getting a cognitive decline, son." There's a decline, but I don't think it's cognitive. Actually, this is the last break on through. Because Christmas Eve is on Tuesday this year, and I will not be conducting a break on through on Tuesday. Mike Thrower says he's hanging with my brother right now. Man, that's all right. Let me say hey to everybody that's here so far. Let's see. Adam Wolf, the Dean of Sods, KD After Dark, Wesley, Thrower, Brian Welsh, Mike Thrower. Oh, I just said Mike Thrower. All right, well. As you can see, I'm going back to the old way of break on through, everything backwards and everything, but I don't have anything to show you that you got to read. But there's Alan. Hey, brother, how's it going? Here's Amy Lynn. Well, there are. Well, anyway, what I was saying was I'm not going to be doing a break on through on Christmas Eve, but if sometime between now and then I get the Songs from Home CDs in, we will do a impromptu guerrilla break on through if I can get Steve Wensil over here with me. And man, everybody's in the house. Now, there's Terry. I saw Clinton Zilla was here. If Clinton Zilla's here, that means Val Zilla's probably close by. Mondo. Mondo says I sent one of his records to the wrong apartment number. Maybe there is some cognitive decline going on here. What do you think, Mondo? Well, I was going to wait till later in the broadcast to say this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. I would like to get some audience participation this evening. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, you probably can't do while you're listening, but working class right here. But if you can, go ahead. But if you got to wait till the broadcast is over, then that's fine too. Or if you got to wait till tomorrow, or if you're listening tomorrow or the next day, I would like for everybody that is willing to participate to post a picture of themselves in the feed there of Break On Through of you as a kid at Christmas. What do you think of that? And you know, on my page, I've already posted pictures of me and Greg. I would like to see your pictures that you have like that. And I think everybody would enjoy seeing that and want to participate themselves. I want everybody to. Yeah, I saw one heart go flying up into the cosmos there all by its lonesome. Oh no, here's some more. Here comes some more. Come on, let's do it. It'll be fun. Well, I guess I lied to you a little bit last week. I told you this week I'd have a top 10 and all that, like normal break on through, but I don't. It's Tuesday, and this week has already felt like it's about 9.5 days too long. Do y'all know what I mean? But I do want to say this. The other day, I'm not sure which day it was. I think it was Friday. It was Friday. Oh, man. Sorry, y'all. It's like, you got to tune in and watch this fool yawn the whole time. But last Friday, I posted a song from Songs from Home, from the Clayton and Wensil CD. It's our version of Peace in the Valley. And I just want to say that you guys have given me and Steve many great compliments and reviews. You posted on the post. You contacted me privately by text, by messenger. And I want to say that I am really kind of overwhelmed but very appreciative. I'm not going to go into the story of how Peace in the Valley came about until I have Steve on here. See, Amy, right? You're talking about right there. You said you took 3 listens to get through without tears. One of the things I've always said to myself, being someone who creates music, is like I always wanted to do something that moved people emotionally. Like some stuff that I listen to from other artists, does for me. I was just like, oh, good gosh, man. I mean, Antiseen doesn't really allow a lot of room for that kind of sentiment. And that's fine. Antiseen does what Antiseen does, right? But this is something I wanted to do apart from that, and so far the reviews have been really, really good, and I appreciate every one of you who took a listen, and I really hope you'll be interested enough to get the CD when we have it in hand, and there'll be 8 more songs to listen to. And not only do I hope you enjoy it musically, I hope you actually get something out of it too. Steve and I call it planting seeds. And but like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about that until Steve is here and we have them in hand, ready to send out to you. Maybe you noticed the ski cap pre-sale. We have that going on until the last day of December, New Year's Eve. Now there will be a New Year's Eve break on through. It might be a special time. I might do that one kind of late since we're all off the next day, most of us. What do y'all think about it? What do you think about a later break on through on New Year's Eve? Maybe going, I mean, if you're watching break on through, that means you probably don't do nothing on New Year's Eve anyway. But if enough of you say, nah, man, keep it at 7 o'clock, I'll keep it at 7. I like to do what the people want. Getting a lot of hearts. People saying that I think they like we might go a little later that night. Maybe we might just go full tilt boogie and just do one of them that has no predetermined ending. Now, some people said they might not have pictures of them as kids at Christmas. Terry said that, hey, but you know what? Why don't you post a picture of you and Amy at Christmas? If you don't have none of you as kids, you know, we can, we'd like to see a picture of you now. Jeff Martin says we need an all-request New Year's Eve party. Now, what kind of request am I going to take, Jeff Martin? You got to tell me something. If I tried to play music on here, they'd shut me down. You know what I mean? They would just pull the broadcast and go, "You ain't got no license for that kind of stuff, son." But as far as requests about what to talk about, man, I'm willing to talk about anything, anytime y'all want to talk about it. It's just that sometimes I'm getting ready to sign off, and then someone asks me a question that, you know, would take me 45 minutes to properly answer. Thoroughly. Oh, good gosh, man, look at this. And I'm drinking coffee. Look at that. Cactus Jack, All-American, fresh squeeze, homemade, pulled directly from the well, coffee like Grandma used to make. Okay, Jeff. Favorite songs, favorite band. You know, we started talking about movies really, really loosely one night without much of a format paid attention to, and it was really good. I really like when we start doing stuff and you guys really communicate. Well, Mondo says the right way to break on through to 2025 is to do it live, and that's no jive. Yeah, James, I could drink, like if I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock, I could drink coffee at 8:30 and still go to bed at 9 o'clock. Man, this is a rock and roll podcast, didn't we? We're talking about going to bed at 9 o'clock. Okay, Adam says there is no way to post a picture. Huh. You know what, brother? You may be right. Let me see. You may be right. Huh. Anybody else having any luck? Is KD After Dark the one who just pulled the curtain off of my Christmas photos thing? Maybe after it's done, when it's not live, you can post a picture. What do you think? You think that's a possibility? All right, well. Okay, Terry says, nope, can't post a picture on the live feed, but I think you can post something once it goes, once it posts. I think that's the case, okay? Right, what do you say I look like Krampus for, man? I look like Santa Claus. All right, Clinton confirmed. You can't post photos until after the broadcast is no longer live. But Clintonzilla, would you please do something for me? Would you please post the link to the Antiseen store, bigcartel.com, and I want to say this. Let's see. Herbert says 30 plus people will be watching the annual Mexican fiesta on New Year's Eve. Well, I just want to say this, man. And Clinton, I'd like for you to hear where I'm going with this and post what needs to be posted when I talk about helping out those folks in Western North Carolina, man. I don't think I talked about that last week. I did post the link, I think, but man, it's still, there's still folks up there that have nothing. And man, I really hate that it's gotten to be. I hated it when it happened, but man, when it gets into the Christmas season, and you think about all the little kids up there that have lost their homes and stuff, it really really bothers old JC. And man, I as always, I want to tell you about a place that you can donate to help, and that is the church that me and my family attend, Encounter Charlotte. And Clinton, if you could please post the link of encountertoday.com where people can give and know that their money is being used to go directly to those people in the areas hit hardest. And when I mean hit hardest, I don't mean just like the biggest areas that everyone's heard about, because there's tons of areas up there that no one has heard about, and people that people don't know who all is up there, and maybe they're not able to get down and let people know what's going on. But they're trying to reach people that are in those far off areas that have just kind of been forgotten, swept under the rug. All right, thank you, Clintonzilla. All right, he's got the thing up there, man. And I'll say what I normally say, man. If you can contribute anything, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, $500, $1,000, I promise you will not hear some horrible scandal that's been done with the money other than helping these folks. It's going to happen. It will happen. It's happening. That's what I should say. It's happening. Ryan says he's in Mississippi. How can I help the people in North Carolina? I don't have much bread, you dig? I do dig. But I just told you how you can help. I said $5. I said if you got $5, it can help. I'm telling you, that $5 is going to have some little kid a warm blanket, a case of water, some canned food, some kerosene, some propane, and maybe even something for Christmas. I'm just telling you that link right there is that's thing, man. I state my entire reputation on it. It is legit. It's happening. It's good. And you will not be sorry, and you'll have a good feeling in you, and the Lord will bring some blessing upon you. And you say, when you get paid, man, anytime. Because this is not going to be a problem that is taken care of and wiped out in just a few months. We're talking years. So anything y'all can do. I know one thing I'll do on New Year's Eve. We'll do a year-end wrap-up, and talk about what all's been going on and what we have to look forward to. We've already got some stuff to look forward to in 2025, man. The Time Machine. The Time Machine is going to be out in 2025. So is the deluxe edition of Eat More Possum. Work is being done on both of those titles as we speak, simultaneously. Speaking of songs from home, there's Chrissy Walker. She assisted on the layout for the entire CD, and I think you guys are really going to going to like the way it all is laid out, the way it looks. I appreciate your expertise, Chrissy. I mean, yeah, I did the designing, told you what, but you have to be the technician to make it happen. And that is a skill that I value in all of you and you very, very much. Joey says he'd be happy, hoping to see us at Ground Zero in 2025. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say something about Ground Zero in 2025. You know what, man? You can go ahead and mark off on your calendars for September 2025 Rule Breakers Ball, September 19th and 20th. A 2-night grand slam, body slam, grandstand, roundhouse kick like you ain't never seen. Now see, I just pulled that right out of the top of my head. I didn't even have planned for that, so I don't have all the details in front of me to tell you how good that's going to be. But it's going to be something. And man, we're not even done planning with everything. Now we already have the band lineup, so don't, you know, Jimmy Fish and the Guppies, y'all just practiced in your house. Don't write me tonight going, you deserve a spot on Rule Breakers Ball. No, we've already got it. We've got the lineup planned. It's going to be solid. It's groups from all over the country. And as soon as we get some details, as soon as we start getting some promo material together, people from all over the world are going to be coming to this one. Oh yeah. I can't give too much. Well, Joey, yep, you got to be there both nights. It's like a part 1 and a part 2. You can't watch part 1 and just walk away because part 2 is going to be going and show you how the thing ends. You can't just come for part 2 because everyone will be telling you, why weren't you here for part 1? So you got to be there both nights. And we got a great, affordable hotel that is 1 mile away from Ground Zero that we're going to direct everyone to. And I just had a friend recently describe our last song and dance routine at the Milestone as anniversary show quality. Well, that's what this is going to be. This is going to be like the anniversary shows, because we are bringing bands from all over the U.S. to our part of the world, and we want to impress them. We want there to be a good crowd of people who know how to go for what they know and know how to rock and roll hoochie coo. So September 19th and 20th, go ahead and take you a colored highlighter, a pink or a neon yellow or green, and color those 2 dates in and write Rule Breakers Ball 2025. Well, thank you, Ryan. Ryan's giving us props for our shows we did during the lockdowns. Oh, man, you know what? There's going to be more of that kind of stuff. Not lockdowns. I mean, they may try, but good luck with that. But I'm just saying, yeah, you're right, Mondo. It's not just people all over the country. It's people all over the world, son. All over the world, they're going to be coming to this. Germany, Australia. Where else? Chicago. England. Holland. Belgium. They're coming. Once they see this lineup and see how this is a knockdown drag out like you've never seen, they're going to be there. And that's a guarantee. But man, we've already got stuff in the works for March and April. Are y'all doing a 75 show? No, man, I'm going to tell you, when you hear about Antiseen playing, you need to make plans to go. Ryan says, what did he say? My favorite, Antiseen, I Saw the Light. Well, I'm going to tell you what, me and Steve did I Saw the Light on Songs from Home. And, I think you, man, I really cannot wait for this thing to come out. It's due any day. Any day, Malcolm Tent should be giving me the, tracking number is given to him from the manufacturer. So, speaking of Malcolm Tent, if everything had lined up the way it was supposed to line up, Malcolm Tent would already be a North Carolina resident. But it got pushed back. I think today is when things are supposed to happen for him. So, we'll see. Brad Mullen says it seems a band should play an event, not just a show, in my opinion. I agree with you, Brad. And I'm going to tell you guys that have bands, I'm going to give you a little piece of that advice of that 41 years of playing music. I played music longer than 41 years. I played 41 years in Antiseen. Antiseen was not my first band. But I'm going to tell you this. Things are only as big a deal as you make it. That's where everybody's got to get that inner carny in them out and let it happen. Now, you talk to the bootleg preacher, Mr. Number One George South, he'll tell you the same thing. I was at a wrestling match in Spartanburg, oddly enough, when George was working one of the main events there. And do you guys remember? I have a hard time remembering the names. Scotty Too Hottie, is that right? The one that does the worm or whatever it is. Well, he had a merch table set up. He's just sitting in the corner, just kind of, because people weren't coming up to his table and buying his stuff. And he was first match. And I'm going to tell you something. He had that place eaten out of his hand. First match now. First match is usually a toss away, just to get people seated and make sure they get all their mustard on their corn dogs and stuff, for that. But no, he had everybody in that place on their feet. He had the crowd eating out of his hand. And I'm just like, and they say that after he was done, he just packed up his stuff and I guess he got paid and he left. I was talking to George about it. I said, man, don't these guys, as long as they've been in this business, don't they know that you have to work that table the same way, but different, that you work that ring? I mean, I know that. I'm not a wrestler. I know that. You got to work the merch table like you work the ring or like you work the stage, man. I've had my fair share of merch guys that look like they're about to fall asleep, but I got a Cracker Jack crew now, boy. You want to talk some Antiseen with old Mondo, he'll talk it with you. For the local shows, the First Lady works. I'm gonna tell y'all a Christmas story that I don't remember if my mom got mad about it or not, but I had tickets to see Aerosmith in Greensboro. At the time, I was living here in Charlotte. I was still going to CPCC, and it was Aerosmith. And man, listen to it. I love Aerosmith. I've always loved them. But I never really cared about going to see them. Isn't that weird? Is that weird? But the one time I did go see them, it was the Rockin' the Hard Place tour. No Joe Perry. No Brad Whitford. Tyler was still strung out. Rockin' the Hard Place is a pretty good album, but it wasn't no rocks, I can tell you that. But I was going to see that, and the main reason I'm going is because of the group that's playing first. 3-band bill, group that's playing first from Australia. Rose Tattoo. They just put out Scarred for Life. Now see, I had Rock and Roll Outlaw and Assault and Battery already. I knew those records from song 1 all the way to the end of song 2. And I'm just like, well, dang, man, they're touring for Scarred for Life, and I don't have Scarred for Life yet. But my brother and I used to always tell each other what we got each other for Christmas. My mom did not like that. He told me, he goes, man, I got you that new rose tattoo. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. When I get out of class, I'm going to go straight to New London, North Carolina. And I'm going to get that nicely wrapped album, and I'm going to, with precision, cut the tape, take it out, which I did, and I listened to Scarred for Life 3 times in its entirety. Side 2's over, flip side 1 back. Do it, listen to it again. So I had those songs in my head, you know, and they played a bunch of them, and I'm glad I got to hear them first, or I would have been like, I don't know any of these songs, you know. They played Rock and Roll Outlaw and Rock and Roll is King. What else did they play? Man, it seems to me like they played They played Nice Boys, but a lot of it was off Scarred for Life. Anyway, after I'm done with the record, I put it back in the wrapping, fold it back with complete precision, and put the tape back over where the tape was. Why did I bother going through all that? Because we told Mom I did it anyway. Not happy. Speaking of which, man, all of y'all, if you still have your parents around this Christmas, man, let them know how much you love them. Unless you don't. And man, I hope every one of y'all have a great Christmas. And man, if there's some of y'all that are, you know, you're going to be alone, man, you can be alone and still have a wonderful holiday. And I hope you do. And if you're looking for something to do on the holiday, well, then show up here on New Year's Eve, man, because I am going to walk, talk, rock, and squawk until I get tired of it. And I would love it, as many of y'all to be here with me as you can. Mom always made sure, Mom and Dad both, You know, we were middle class, working class. And, but my parents always made sure that my brother and I had a great Christmas. And, you know, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like, oh, you know, how you hear some people tell these, some people do have woe is me stories, but some people don't want to admit that they came from a great family. And, I mean, ours was pretty typical. And at the 30-year mark or so, it fell apart. Like most, not most, I shouldn't say most, but like a lot do. My family was no exception. And it made things different and odd for the rest of those years. But man, what I wouldn't do to go back to even experience some of the odd now. But, oh, look at that. That looks crazy. But I just want you all to have a good one. I want you to know that me and all of Antiseen love you. We don't take you for granted. And I just want you to be with your loved ones, even if you have to just call them. Do it. Remember why we're even celebrating. Not the commercialism, not the commercialized version of it all, but for the one who gave everything for us, the birth of Jesus Christ. And with that, I'm going to sign off. And man, I hope in the next couple of days I have more great news to throw on y'all. And I will just go out with saying, Merry Christmas. We love you. God loves you. And we're going to have a good New Year's. I'll see you all right back here on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we're going to have a knockdown, drag out, rock and roll party, sitting in our chairs and drinking coffee like you ain't never ever seen. Well, everybody, until then, this is your old pal, old JC, signing off.